prisoner at the center of a fresh COVID outbreak in the Waikato appears to have breached multiple bail conditions. Corrections GPS records show the man made 4 stops on the way to his bail address at Whakatiwai, including stopping at 2 private homes in Mt Albert, 1 in Mangere, and a supermarket in Pokeno. It's also been established the prisoner was picked up from jail by 3 people. The prisoner was bailed from Mount Eden Prison to a house near Kaiao on September 8. He was never tested. The Chief District Court Judge Himatomonu told News Hunt the bail conditions set for the prisoner were strict, and he was supposed to be collected by a specified family member and go directly to his address without any unnecessary stops. However, it turns out 3 people picked him up from jail. The person who infected him then stayed with him in the Waikato, breaching the rules, rather than returning to level 4 in Auckland. On September 16, he drove to a police checkpoint at Wahara Regional Park after a warrant for his arrest was issued when his bail address was no longer deemed suitable. Corrections Chief Custodial Officer Neil Beale said the warrant was issued after the prisoner strayed from his bail address. He remained within the boundary of the bail address until 12:47 p.m. on the 16th of September, when he visited a car park about 250 meters away from the address, and then presented himself to police because his address had become unavailable and the court had revoked his bail and issued a warrant for his arrest. He appeared in the Manukau District Court on Friday, September 17, and tested positive on Sunday, September 19. 7 corrections officers and a number of court and police staff are now in isolation. Initial results have come back negative. 5 prisoners have also returned negative day 3 tests. It does surprise me. I would have thought there would have been testing. I am also surprised that someone was bailed from Auckland to an outside Auckland, an outside Alert 4 address at all. Corrections Associate Vice President Paul Dennehy said, the government says the prisoner wasn't tested as they'd come out of prison, effectively a quarantine environment. It's very clear that this person has become infected by someone who has been involved in their journey to their bail address. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern said. But that doesn't wash with experts. Remand prisoners are a high-risk group for being infected, and also for potentially transmitting this virus. So that is surely a group that should have been prioritized for testing, said University of Otago epidemiologist Professor Michael Baker. Alan Sanson, Waikato District Council Mayor, told News Hub it's unbelievable. I'm incredibly angry, and anyone would be angry. I can only imagine the anger and anxiety that's up in that community today, he said. It disappoints me immensely that someone hasn't put their hand up and said sorry. We've stuffed up here. Border testing for essential workers was made a requirement on September 9. But Professor Baker says testing rules were known well before this date. I think this is an example of someone who has fallen through the cracks in the system. The Chief District Court Judge says the strict conditions imposed on prisoners included electronic monitoring. But clearly, this was a high-trust model and it's backfired.